Hello YouTube, hello the Silver Forum. I've been wanting to make this comparison video for a while, but it's been incredibly difficult getting the coins together at the same time. And I've just had a very narrow window of opportunity where I could get these two coins together before they go off to their respective owners and into sort of long-term storage. We've got the £5 Proof Sovereign, the 2022 Platinum Jubilee. It's a PF70 Ultra Cameo. You could only get these coins in the 5 coin sets, which makes them exclusive. The mintage of the 5 coin sets were about 700, but there was a total of 810 of these minted, and you always do get that slight disparity between the LEP, which is the limited edition presentation, i.e. the coin in the box, mintage figures, to the number of actually minted. The Royal Mint normally make more, because sometimes these go into additional sets. They may go off to the Trial of the Picks or dignitaries, so that's why it's all worth looking at the total mintage figures. But for us mere mortals, there was 700 of these minted for the sets, and like I said in my last video, for me, this is the pinnacle of the Proof £5 Sovereign of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. I know right now there'll be people screaming, saying, well, what about this, what about that? Yes, you're entitled to your own opinion, and so am I. There was also the 2022 Jubilee pattern set, where they only made like 70 of these, which was a double thickness, because it was a PA4, and it was unmilled. Like I said, those are 70 sets. I would hazard a guess now they will disappear into long-term storage, and I don't think we'll see most of them for a generation. And once them sets come out in a generation's time, I think people will be buying houses with what them sets will go for in the future. If you look at any Proof pattern set, they are just unbelievable sums of money. So I can see them pattern sets disappearing and coming out for huge sums of money. But today we've got the £5 Proof, and I've also got the matte BU to go alongside it. And I've always been a big fan of these mattes, and they do look absolutely fantastic in their all finish. This achieved an MS70Matte because it's not designated a Proof coin, so it will only get the mint state designation. So it's the highest grade you can get, MS70Matte, and it's a lovely coin. And same with this one. There was only 750 sold in the LEP limited edition presentation, and again 810 of these minted in the entirety. So both these coins have exactly the same mintage of 810. So it's I had to look that up today, because I genuinely thought off the top of my head the mintage figures of these were much higher, but they weren't. They're both 810. So they're a joy to have. And again, I've only had a very narrow window of opportunity to show these off. But you can see the difference between the Proof and the matte. The Proof has just got highly reflective fields. You can see that in the light, bouncing off the ceiling, where the matte is a more satin and smoother finish. And again, I think these matte BUs are a good coin. And again, sometimes people don't have the capital to throw the money at a 5 coin set just to get one of these. I mean, I think at the time they were like £5.5 grand to get a set, where these were, I think, about 2,600 and something pounds from the Royal Mint. But when I bought mine, no sooner you'd bought it at 2,675 off the top of my head, correct me if I'm wrong, the Royal Mint bumped up the price of these to 2,900 and something. So I think they jumped about 10% just shortly after most people bought them for 2,600. So it's quite nice after you've bought them. It's just that the next ones you buy are going to be more expensive. But if you can buy these and store them away for quite a while, I would hazard a guess you would normally do well. And going back to my statement and saying this is the sort of pinnacle of the £5 Proof sovereigns of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, there'll be people saying, well, what about the 2017? Yeah, it's a nice coin, but I think this would be in the 2022, the Jubilee, the sad year of a passing. That's why I'm sort of saying this is the sort of pinnacle of the £5 Proof sovereign. And I know straight away some of my mates on the Silver Forum will be saying, well, what about the 1989s? And I think it does look okay against a 1989. This is a £5 I've just got lying around, and you can see it's a beautiful reverse, and it's a reasonable facsimile of the original Sovereign, which they produced in 1989. I will look at these in a little bit more detail, and I've got more time. But these in 1989 they weren't universally liked, and a lot of these got melted down. So it just goes to show how fickle the market can be, and that's why these 1989s, especially the £5, can go for some big sums of money, especially in the 4-coin sets. So we'll have a look at that another time. But you know, you can't say it's not a nice coin or a beautiful or attractive coin. But for me, Timothy Noakes' design of the 2022, I think it's a nice, clean example of the coat of arms. I really do like Jody Clark's attempts on the Memorial Sovereign of 2022. And this is a full Sovereign. I mean, that is just gargantuan, isn't it? Once you start looking at full Sovereigns and you pull a 5 out, there's no comparison. So you can only see the detail in that, can't you, compared to the two. So that's the full Sovereign of Jody Clark's interpretation of the coat of arms. It's nice. I'm looking forward to seeing that in a 5 once they finally turn up from the Royal Mint. But if it's just stand back and look at them two together, wowzers, there's no comparison, is there? So I'll just put them to one side. So this is for the gentlemen on the Silver Forum, West Minstrel, and a few other guys who wanted to see these sort of side by side. By the time you see this video, these will be long gone from me now. It's just nice to have these just very briefly, and I think it'd be nice to pair these up in the future if I ever get the chance to do so. So thanks for watching today, folks. Let me know what you think the pinnacle Sovereign, the Proof Sovereign, is of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Do you think it's this one, or do you think it's others? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. The 2012's nice. The 2002's a really sad facsimile, in my opinion, of an attempt at a coat of arms, or an attempt to doing a shield back. I'll do that in another video as well, but I think one last look before we disappear. That is just sublime. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again. Ta-da.